Hi, in this clip I'm going to go through the first of the new Rockschool Grade 1 guitar pieces, Get Off. This is from the 2012-2018 syllabus that's just come out. What I'll do first of all is I'll play through the song with the backing track. I'll then give you a few pointers on techniques and things you need to look out for when you're performing the piece, and also a bit of advice about sound and that kind of thing. Then I'll play the piece again with the backing track slowed down about 20%, just so you can see what's going on a bit more clearly, that kind of thing. And finally I played a third time, but with my own volume turned completely down. So you've still got a slowed down backing track that you can practice along with, but you've also got a visual reference of where you are in the song. Right, okay, this is Get Off.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, right. Let's look at the sound first of all. Now this is sort of indie rock it's supposed to be based around. So the song kind of requires a little bit of overdrive, just to kind of thicken things up a bit, but not too much, don't go crazy. What you want is something that, when you play a chord softly, it's pretty nearly clean, and as you hit it harder, you start to get a bit more overdrive. So don't go crazy, you don't want a big wall of kind of distortion going on if it's a heavy metal song, so just enough sort of grit to sort of dirty it up a little bit, but not too much. From a point of view of your guitar settings, you want quite a lot of mid-range so the notes kind of jump out, but not too bright so it sounds thin. So what I've actually done on my guitar, I'm going for the bridge pickup with the tone control actually wound off a little tiny bit so it doesn't sound too bright. Right, okay, let's look at the first section. Now this is basically an exercise in strumming really. Now having read the walkthrough that you actually get in the books now, what the examiner is actually going to expect you to do is keep a nice regular strumming pattern, okay? So what you want to try and do is make sure that all of the actual beats of each bar are on downstrokes, and the quavers that are on the upbeats are all upstrokes. So if I play the first section nice and slowly, you should end up with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so a straight up down motion, okay? That's the thing you need to look out for. Also, on the second bar where you've got the change to the D minor chord, and then on the fourth bar when it goes to the E minor chord, you've got an accent marking, okay? So you need to make sure that chord is louder, you hit it harder on that one than you do on the first bar and third bar. So just to demonstrate that, so make sure that chord jumps out, and the same with the next two bars. So noticeably louder. Okay, section B, where you've got this single note riff. Now it's quite fast and you're jumping between two different strings initially on the first bar, and three different strings when you actually look at the whole phrase. So you've got to make sure you pick the right strings nice and cleanly. And also if you look at the sixth note on bar 5, you've got a little dot underneath there, that's a staccato marking, so that means that note's got to be cut really short, okay? So if I play that first bar, that note, when you go to the open D string, it's got to be cut really short. Right, leading into the next bar, you've got a quaver at the end, so if I was to count it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the last note of that bar is on the and, just really in, so make sure you get the timing nice and tight. Right, what else have we got? Next section, bars 7 and 8, same thing applies, you've still got that staccato marking in there, so that bar is exactly the same. Okay, down to section C where the next chord part comes in. Now this time you've actually got crotchets rather than quavers for the first two beats. So again, think about your strumming pattern. So because both of those first two chord hits are on the B, make sure they're downstrokes. So you should end up with 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Same with the next bar. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and back to the A minor again. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Right, we've then got a dotted crotchet. So a dot after the note rather than behind it. That's not a staccato marking. That's basically what it does is it adds half the timing value again of the note that's preceding it. So if you've got a crotchet with a dot after it, you've got to add a quaver to the length of it. So that means that the second chord isn't falling on beat 2, it's falling on the and after beat 2. So it's going to go 1, 2 and before you go to the G chord. Okay, let's have a look at section D. This is a little melody section here again. You've got both a dotted crotchet followed by a staccato marking. So if you notice the position of those two different dots, you can see the difference between a dot that adds half the timing value to it and a staccato marking due to a different position. So if you have a look at that section, again it's jumping between strings quite a bit, so you've got to make sure you're picking the right strings. So you have there's your staccato marking, okay? Now, again, when you're actually playing the single note section, think about your finger per fret rule, okay? So, first finger, first fret, second finger, second fret, third finger, third fret. Make sure you're not trying to jump one finger around, make sure you're using separate fingers. Right, the no chord section on line 3 of section D. Again, you've got staccato markings on every second note, so make sure you don't let those ring on. You've got to hear those rest. So it should go every second note nice and short, not make sure those second notes are nice and short. Section E then is back to the single note riff. Two accented chords on an A minor to finish. Right, okay, I'll play it a second time now with the backing track slowed down.
Get off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, now third time with my own volume turned down.
Get off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The accent. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. to A minor. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Back to the riff. There we go, hope that helps.